Alrighty, hello, all of you wonderful people. It's your boy Ryline here tonight, and I have a very special guest with me who is going to be co-casting, and his name is Pike Wazowski. Pike, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I am doing great, and I'm really looking forward to this game. I've played with GNG before. We've done a scrim, and I cannot wait to see how they're doing. They're kind of on their redemption arc here. Also interesting to say, they have an E-sub, so they have to give up their bans.
Yes, indeed. And thank you for already introducing half of the people here tonight. We do have a wonderful match, a best of three for round number 5 between Ganked and Gooned and Soup Kitchen. This is a middle division matchup here, and like he said, I'm already excited. They are also eager to get this match started. As you guys can tell, the draft has already begun here. Ganked and Gooned, with their emergency sub, has to forfeit those first 3 bans, and Soup Kitchen going to take full advantage of that, of course, as we already have their first 3 bans, which is the Vi, the Zoe, and the Jinzhao, with already the junglers being locked in, the J4 for Soup Kitchen and Wukong on G and G, respectively, already coming out the gate strong. How are you liking this setup already, Pike?
So I really like the bans because Zoe is kind of I wouldn't say main, but one of the better champions that the mid player has, and their jungler is
Absolutely.
really big fan of early interaction via ganks. Vi can get really nice early ganks around. It can even cheese like around level 3. Xin Zhao is the prototypical early ganker.
Mm.
So taking that away and picking J4 away means that the options for the GNG jungler here is very limited.
But Wukong has like similar mechanics, so I do like the Wukong pick follow up, the double knockup with the side clones as well. He has the dash, he has the getaway with the clone, so there is some maneuverability there, and I like the early gank capability also from both of these junglers. I think J4 technically has some of the better options and definitely the most damage, but who am I to speak? I mean, I'm talking to the king himself of the. You are second place overall in stats, right, my friend? And you are the number 1 jungler in the lower division, so I'm talking to the jungler god right now, currently in the lower division. But I mean, these two, I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that matchup.
You're kind of gassing me up. It's more like being the king of the NFC South. It's no big deal, king of shit mountain. But the problem I have with Wukong is yes, he has an invisibility and a dash, but the invisibility is very limited.
Mm,
And when you're dashing, you have no follow up CC other than a red slow. So
that's true.
GNG's jungler is really big on like you get your first clear and then you go for a big gank and you really try to make, especially the outer lanes, you really try to make something happen so you can get them going. He's expecting his mid laner to do fine most of the time, and J4 is kind of the opposite. He could be a level 2 threat
Mm.
if you really have a specific strat you want to go for. Either way, he's like a million times better than Wukong on a level 3 because he has the knockup and he has everything. You do have Braum,
Hmm.
who provides some nice like supplemental CC. Get a few knocks, get some Ez poke in, you can make something happen, but we'll have to see.
Yep, they definitely have a pokey comp on G&G so far, right? The Azir, the Ezreal, the Braum, the Wukong, I think should just go ahead and power farm. Before level 6, like you said,
Mhm.
he has absolutely no follow-up CC. If he has a good position, and if they're pushed up a little bit, maybe he can go ahead and do a pre-6 gank. A level 2 gank would be nice, probably in mid lane if Victor is pushed up against this Azir here. But I expect, again, a lot of poking. A lot of this action, though, I believe is going to be in the bot lane. I think Soup Kitchen has
Mhm.
drafted a really aggressive bot lane between that Lucian Nami. Right as soon as that level 2, you know exactly what's going to go down. The E from Nami, the E from Lucian, and that's going to be a slow double shot and then just a whole lot of damage on that Israel and that Braum. So it's going to be fun
Yes.
to see how that goes. And now that the draft is completed, though, in its perfection, game number 1, who are we leaning towards as the victors? For yourself, go ahead.
This is, as you said, they have a really aggressive lane on both sides. Both sides want to do a lot. The crazy part is the top lane, they pick TK. So it's kind of a two-horse race for Soup Kitchen. Your Lucian and Victor need to eat. If they're not eating, what are you doing?
Mm.
And Lucian and Victor really hate Braum. Like Victor's best like abilities outside of ult obviously are just stop cold by Braum.
Mm.
Braum can eat a whole Lucian R, and Lucian really hates Braum.
That is
But
true.
it is kind of a two horse race, but man, they have so much protection, and it really and Azir is such a liability early. I think if Soup Kitchen kind of gets what they want in terms of getting like these aggressive lanes going, they can have a really smooth game and kind of push through. If this stalls out, it can get really ugly, and Ganked can kind of move their way back into the game. Azir scales really well. You have this Braum who, as he gets tankier and tankier, it's less of a cost for him to block stuff.
Mm,
Gnar can get really nice, kind of wrap around engages. Wukong, as we talked about. I don't know. I kind of like Soup Kitchen because they're going to be the ones who are going to be incentivized to make the plays early. And I kind of like holding destiny in your hands, so to say, instead of
right.
sitting and like kind of hoping you make it. But there is kind of an execution litmus. You have to play around what Brahm's doing in this lane. And if you're Lucian Nami and not like pushing in and getting early advantages, like what are you doing?
I
But
agree.
it's a very interesting draft both ways. Nar should be winning because TK has nothing to do against Nar.
Hmm.
Way too predictable. But Azir hates a Victor lane early. Victor just pokes him forever. It's very hard for Azir to get the push he wants without kind of exposing himself to Victor harass. And then the jungle, we talked about it earlier.
Right. Well, Ganked and Goon, like you said, pretty much going to want to play passively, right? Soup Kitchen's going to have all the initiation, especially early on. That Lucian Nami bot lane, they're going to be the instigators. In the top lane, Nar's going to be the instigator, so Tom Kench is definitely on like the unfortunate side of that stick. But Victor, on the other hand, and J4, they have the advantages in their laning matchups. When it comes to the team fights, though, that's where I think it gets a little bit interesting because it just who is going to be the first one to rotate is really, I think, who's going to be the victors here overall, especially in those early team fights around Drake and the Grubbies and Rift Herald as well. I think that's really going to dictate the pace on how they, how they rotate. I've also seen Ganked and Gooned, they are primed to roam a lot. Their mid laner is primed to
Mhm.
roam quite a bit, especially early on. So that is something that they have to be mindful of, get deep vision of as well. And the rotations, it's going to be call out central. Like these junglers are going to be imperative to just set up their team for success. I mean, you being a jungler main yourself, you guys are like absolute like key, right? You're the point guards of your teams, in my opinion. You guys get all the assists, and when you do get kills, it's just you guys explode and just get 50 points from there. It's crazy. So, I do love that about junglers, and it's going to be fun between these two junglers specifically because if they do gank early and they do manage to snowball, ooh boy, are they going to have a very, very fun time. But if J4 is able to get the upper advantage, get like double scuttle or an invade, possibly without any kind of rotation from, G&G, and, I could definitely see Soup Kitchen taking the early game and then just absolutely decimating from there and never allowing G&G to come back. But G&G, tunnels, if they're able to go ahead and get their Ezreal, one or two items, Brahm's able to protect, like you said, from mostly all of the threats that Soup Kitchen has, the Lucian, the Victor, the Nami bubble, or not Nami bubble, Tidal Wave and everything like that. So he is able to stop a lot of the engage and a lot of the damage from Soup Kitchen. So it's going to be very fun to see the positioning from not only the Wukong and the Braum, but also the J4 and the Tom Kench, like you had mentioned. It's going to be hard in lane, but I think those team fights are going to be imperative to his ulti. He's
Yes.
going to have to focus down that Wukong, I think.
Yeah, and the other thing to think about is like when you're looking at the champs, you have J4, his marquee kind of abilities is his EQ for the knockup and the R. Ezreal doesn't really care. It's
Mm,
just okay, I'm gonna E out.
exactly. And he has
Your arena
Flash.
does nothing. And he has flash. Azir kind of has the same thing. I can E. Obviously, if J4 positions correctly, he can make Azir run into him, which is really funny.
Yes, sir.
Um, but Azir, if we get into these like 1-3-1 scenarios, Victor is
Oop,
straight dead to a proper Wukong gank. He has no way to stop Wukong from getting on top of him, ulting him, and murdering him.
that is true. But
While
hold the rest of
Azir,
that thought real quick. We are going to cut it to a short little intermission, though, while we get ready for the in game setup, though. Do not go anywhere. Your boy Pike with the analysis and Lion will be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It's your boy Rylion here, and I don't have the game pulled up, but now I do. For all you wonderful folks, there you go. And we already have a little bit of action here, but like I said, it's going to be GNG versus Soup Kitchen. GNG will be on blue side. Soup Kitchen will be on red. Let's break down the players real quick here. On blue side, we have Milka Bear in top lane with Gnar, TR3X30 on the Wukong in the jungle. We have Mapelo on the Azir in the mid lane. Beer Bon Billy really on the ADC. Interesting switch there. Scarlet Knight on the Braum. And for the other side for Soup Kitchen, we have Sergeant Slovalki, on the top lane with Tom Kench, Emperor on J4 in the jungle, Kaz on the Victor in the mid, Driptide on the Lucian in the ADC, and Moonflare on Nami support. Loving that. Anything standing out to you tonight with the runes or masteries here? Ooh. This is like the dream. I don't really see this a whole lot from bot lane. I don't really do this strat a whole lot. Like get that cheater recall, able to get back. I mean, it's frozen right there. You don't want to be susceptible to those early ganks. So very smart move. And you have J4, like you said, they're mirroring each other, both starting on top side and making their way bot. So I think this could be a very fun early 3v3 in the bot side here. But slight advantage will go on over to Soup Kitchen because of that back. Nope. Yes, sir, indeed. And oh, okay, hold on one second. Oh, no, you cannot. There we go, Pike. My apologies. Now you're on stream. They couldn't hear you before, but they can hear you now, my friend. I apologize. There you go. Now
Okay.
they can hear you.
We were talking about how Wukong had a really tough time in this early game because Lucian Nami is a pushing. So when you start top and you clear towards the bot side, your lane is getting pushed in, which means your probability to get this scuttle is really weak. And it's tough for you to get that early crowd because Lucian and Nami will be there first every time if they're playing the lane properly. This is middle division. They should be playing the lane properly. And now you see Wukong showed himself bot. Where does J4 go? Directly to the other dude's jungle. Wukong now loses 3 camps in comparison to what Jarvan has if he doesn't outsmite.
That is true, and there we go. The invade already happening there, and we didn't even talk about the new items that have been added as well. I mean, already being utilized in the top lane by both Tom Kench and the Gnar here. I know it gives extra stats for both, and I believe it's lifesteal that's in addition to Gnar's item, and it's magic and armor. So defense stats, of course. And hold on one second. Emperor with another cheeky gank here. He does have Tom Kench, though, making his way. So a great roam here from top side. It's going to cost him a little bit in terms of experience in CS, but Gnar is just catching up in that circumstance, and nobody dies. Fortunately here, and man, again, we have seen just bot lane pushed underneath this tower for the majority of this time, but hold on, Moonflare getting caught underneath tower and Driptide not having any more mana, so cannot follow up with double shot, but still, there's a lot of cheeky fights, just no one tipping the pool just yet for that first blood action as we enter over the 5-minute mark now.
Yeah, the Doran's bow is pretty interesting in the top lane. You lose a bit of Omnivamp and you lose a lot of health.
Mm.
But as we were discussing in Champ Select, TK's ability to go in on Gnar is pretty bad unless Gnar is making a mistake positionally. And the extra attack speed means you get to stack the Hyper onto the TK and get and access that max health, almost like Vayne True Silver. It's obviously not the same thing, but you get to access the max health shred earlier.
That is true. Oh my god, that Mega Gnar. I love and hate that champion all the way through and through. Like he's such a fascinating champion to see played because it requires a lot of skill when you go into the Mega Gnar form to jump on them and throw them in the wall. I'm being facetious, by the way. He's just stupidly broken in pro play. You see him all the time, and I don't think we see him enough in our league specifically. And it's refreshing to see him played. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, even though he's such a pain in the butt to deal with.
It's just really hard macro-wise to get the flank you want as Gnar. There's about 1 million more champs that can get very easy.
Yep, hold on 1 second. Cataclysm's going to get popped here by Emperor. We could potentially see a First Blood double shot. Great job just staying on the outside here, but the heals are going through. TRX, is he able to get out? No, he's not. Tries for one last attempt to dash in, and First Blood finally picked up there, and it did go on over to Emperor on the J4. Driptide with the double engage or double shot again. Nice E engage. Oh, Emperor is waiting just in the fog of war though. Not able to get Scarlet Knight, but Beer Bomb Billy not giving up, trying to get Driptide. Flashes out, barely a sliver. 1 bar left for each. The flash forward and the tower for 2 more shots. Beer Bomb Billy now evens it up 1-1, and that's why you don't get greedy. You don't want to do those kinds of moves, especially this early.
I mean, the potential payoff is huge. If you deny all those waves to Ezreal, it's calamitous bot lane. It's straight up hurricane down there. It is terrible. He's fortunate that he's able to salvage it. The problem is Wukong, he did hit 6, yes, but it already feels like he's a mile away from where he needs to be in terms of kind of getting the game back for his laners. It's nice Ezreal got the kill.
That is true.
It's just a little worrisome. We're already seeing a 500 gold lead, which isn't the biggest in the world. We've seen much worse around here, but you're already seeing a gold lead we're already seeing a gold lead get accrued without way too much action, and I'm kind of getting a little worried about how this kind of laning phase is going to play out for GNG. It's you have this rough mid lane where Azir's still not a champion for a couple items. Ezreal has to build really expensive items to be nice, and Lucian is, I mean, he's cheap to get his first power spike. And sadly, Gnar is losing farm compared to TK if I'm looking at my scoreboard correctly, which is a yikers. You really don't want TK free farming. Like, it's bad.
That is true, and I mean, yeah, I didn't notice it till, like you said, like at this very moment, that he was actually down slightly into the farming lane. But I mean, that Tahm Kench taking advantage of those early defensive stats that he gets, it kind of seems like a pretty big deal because he should be getting poked to all like hell right now, should he not be? Gnar in his regular mini form, and he's also, check that out, going with the Sheen first, not Blade of the Ruined King, but I believe he's going. What is he going? Essence, Trinity Force, maybe. I'm not. Is that really what he wants to do?
This is gross. See, Gnar shouldn't be taking damage from that. You just E backwards and refuse to play with him at all. And I think the really gross part is TK went down for that earlier invade. If you remember what happened to Wukong, he got invaded by TK too. He should be up like a wave. And this is looking a little worrisome in terms of Gnar is going to get shredded by these kind of powerful early game threats that GNG has, and I don't exactly like his opportunities here, but we are seeing early Wukong.
Well, let's try to take a little inside look right now of GNG and their voice comms, so give me 1 quick second here. And I can go ahead and get that pulled up for us. So let's see what they're got going on.
I'm gonna go check.
Okay, hold on 1 second. GNG checking something, but outside of that, we're not entirely sure. So they're checking something. I like it. Ooh, Mapelo almost getting that Emperor's Divide onto the J4 underneath tower. That would have been a death sentence immediately there. But he just was like a couple pixels off, wasn't able to get him underneath, and definitely no push. So ultimate down in the mid lane here for G&G. Luckily, no team fights to be happening around any jungle objectives, so you just got to chill in lane.
No.
What is the move right now? I mean, 1-1, 17.4 to 16.7, so about a 700 goal lead currently in favor of Soup Kitchen. You know, they're not drastically behind, but they are gradually gaining, you know, a slight lead, especially in that mid lane here. But hold on one second. Nice tidal wave into the bot lane. And Drip Tide has to go ahead and dash backwards, actually. Doesn't want to dash into Beer Bomb Billy. The culling is going to land only onto the minions. So they're going to go ahead and push this wave forward. I don't know if that was on purpose, just to go ahead and minimize the minion casualties, or if he was really aiming for the Ezreal there. But we'll say that was for the minions.
We'll say it was for the minions. If you're playing for red side, you really just want to get your first powerful item, and then you want to force, because you know you're going to get earlier than the other side. PK probably not the only one, because he's going Heart Seal, and that needs to build up. So you're not exactly spiking. You get a nice damage boost, but it's not the biggest thing in the world, and you're losing to Gnar.
Gotcha.
And building health is playing into Gnar's game plan, because you're just giving him extra hyper damage. You really want to try and make something happen mid. Azir is farming way too comfortably. Oh my god!
And they heard your cries, definitely. Yeah. You just cast or cursed him in real time. I hope everyone saw that. By the way, he said something needs to happen mid lane.
There, Map.
Mapalo instantly wiped off the map.
I'm so sorry, but he's way too comfortable. Victor should be pushing this guy in, and he's up a lot of farm, to be sure. But Victor needs to be beating this guy, because in the 1-3-1, Azir wins, because Azir is so much more comfortable pushing side lanes. He has a lot more proactive ability. He has his ult, he has QE, he has plenty of ways to get out. It's a dangerous game for Victor. You want to be forcing them into uncomfortable situations, which means you need to be winning. Your top lane's losing, because as he should be. It's TK versus Gnar. It's completely unplayable for TK unless Gnar is playing badly. Your bot lane is not as good as you'd expected. It's okay. It's not like they're feeding or anything. It's not as good. Like, you need to step up and make something happen for your team.
Uh-oh, and here we go. Moonflare stepping up, landing, and giving a lot of resources up just to get the Braum off the map. Tidal Wave going completely wide right. And he's able to escape there. And I want to take a quick moment, though, to give a couple shout-outs. Old Retired Fish for the follow 40 minutes ago. Thank you so very much. And then we have Big Buddha with another gifted sub to Old Retired Fish. So welcome. Thank you for the follow. And you get a sub, so no more ads for you. Congratulations, Papa. And this is a very relatively low kill game. Like 3 kills overall, 13 minutes in. We haven't seen something this slow since like round 2. I mean, as we get later into the season, we are a lot more conscious-able, it feels like, of our score and what our standing is. As we are entering like the later half, as we're entering the break, for this spring split here. You think that has a lot to do with it, or do you think that they're just trying out like a new method, or just because the E-subs here? What do you think's going on?
The E-sub thing makes you really not want to play like into him and put too much pressure on him. That's usually how I feel about it. Even with regular subs, it's just a comfortability thing. And those things that people can tell when they're looking at the map that you really don't have to vocalize as much. You need to vocalize with the sub. They're not used to how you play. It's also, a bit less comfortable because their mid laner's playing bot. It's not the normal ADC support for G&G here. Beer Bong Billy's usually their mid lane.
Hold on
so
one second, Papa. Yep, we have some nice action happening into the bot lane here. And we do have all 3 members. There goes the culling onto the backside. Moonflare just getting hit by everything. Emperor trying to go ahead, get onto the back lane to Beer Bong Billy. Does take him down and walks away. And it's going to be 2 actually picked up there from Soup Kitchen. And the dragon spawns just like that. G&G, unfortunately, not on the winning end of that trade, but let's take a quick little moment, see what they have to say about that trade, if they have anything to say at all. Not a damn thing. They are quiet. So no recollect. What do you guys want to do? No game plan. I think the sub, like you said, might have a little bit to do with it. So I want to give them a little bit of grace, of course. But with that being said, with the sub, I think this is when the most communication is probably the most necessary. Because they're not used to your style of play. They're not used to the team. They're just kind of here to help. And without communication, without proper direction, I don't know how successful they can be. So hopefully They're a little bit more talkative.
Yeah, yeah. Fortunately, they have played against Mapolo. He's on my team. We scrimmed against them, so they absolutely know at least his playstyle. His playstyle is if you give me 30 to 40 minutes, I will
Oh,
win the game for you off of my Azir play.
yes, sir. Yeah, no, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of unfortunate the tier 1 was taken. Drip Tide with that Nami. I mean, you've seen this bot lane time and time again. It is a deadly combo as the double kill picked up by Drip Tide. 6-1 now. I said we were really low killing game, and now we have 7 kills. That was only like a 3-minute difference. And the action
And
does not stop. I'm so sorry. In the mid lane we go. Mapolo has nothing but to engage as he tries to get Kaz, but his friend Emperor right behind him. Very nice pickup. 1-7 now. Go ahead, my friend.
a couple things to think about. You saw the Jets turn on as soon as they buy all their first items. Okay, I have my first item as Lucian. I'm a monster now. I have unlimited mana. I can dash around and do all the terrible Lucian things that you do to people. So let's go in. I have my Sundered Sky. I almost said Divine Sunder. I'm old. As J4, which means when I'm slapping you with passive crit Sundered Sky auto, like it's gonna hurt. And they have a ton of kill pressure now. It's very hard, and unfortunately, they didn't. GNG didn't respect it enough, and now they're back at items, but you're down 300 gold. The damage is already done, and you're in a really troublesome situation now. Mapolo, unfortunately, did not have that early ward in his topside bush, and the worst place you can be in mid lane is in the actual middle of the lane sometimes, because you need to choose a place where you know your jungler is going to be, so you can lean towards him, because ganks are going to happen in mid lane, especially when you're kind of the
Very nice gank happening in top lane there, and Scarlet Knight with a beautiful shield to stop the tidal wave in its tracks, and 2 members down, 2 key members down. Drip Tide and Moonflare, they rotated, but now they're going right back to base. So got to think about that rotation, and perfectly timed ganked by TRX there.
Yep, it was very, very nicely done.
Uh-oh.
And, you know, they've got plenty of fight left in them, but this could get gross for J4. He's a bit safer than he thinks he is. The collapse is coming.
That was I thought he was going to use the rift to hop away, but he wanted the extra gold with 15 health left. He was able to go ahead and get a couple of plates and a shutdown. What more could you possibly ask for? Mapolo on the bot hand side is going to hold Tom Kent just a little bit off there, but they are right back into the action. It was a 6K gold deficit. Now we're down to a 3K gold deficit, 4-7. Is the score here for GNG and Soup Kitchen. The double touch from Mapolo. Oh, that was so clean. Oh, Mapolo, the moves.
Oh, way too greedy. No, you can get away with that in lower division. That's not going to work in middle division. You're going to get punished.
Nope. So he made some sweet moves and then instantly got caught.
Just got way too greedy. Just got way too... But to be fair, that's what Red Side's been doing, getting way too greedy when they're way ahead. And, you know, it's like, great, you got your items, you got your kills. Now you need to choke them out of the map. Deny them objectives. Deny them their own jungle. Set up these kind of coordinated invades to make sure they can't play the map they want. And another fight's happening.
Yep, I mean, Drip Tide is kind of learning his lesson. I was going to say not learning his lesson as they stepped up a little bit too far for the gank. And, ooh, Moonflare almost with a nicely timed heal. Is Milkabear going to get the double? He is. What a monster. Meganar is on a rampage here. Emperor definitely knows his time is going to be coming short with the Meganar. Backs off for a little bit, and just like that, Milkabear, 2-1. Does unfortunately lose TRX in the process, but still, I think that was a very good trade for GNG.
And it's partially, too, because of the wards. Look at the warding on the map. Who's got the most river wards, and who's expected to be pushing?
Oh, my God,
Emperor. There.
Yeah, that was a little bit of excess kill there.
So, the map below special, you win the fight, then you turn around for something you really shouldn't be taking. But if you scroll down the river, you can see that blue has all the river wards and all the really aggressive kind of wards while you're pushing in on them. Look how defensive these red wards are until pretty recently. And if you want to be making these aggressive plays, you need to ward. Because that was a TP game that happened top, and you didn't see it because you didn't have it warded properly. And you're past the river, you're pushing on tower. I like pushing on towers, but you need wards for it to defend yourself here.
Yes, you do. And here are the items. My apologies, Retired Fish. Items are up and available. We almost have 2 completed items here for Lucian. The dragon has been started. Will be a soul dragon, an ocean soul. And hold on 1 second here. Let's go ahead and collapse the scoreboard for just a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get some comms of this team fight from GNG's perspective.
Wukong potential flank. He's got caught.
Okay, yes he does.
Nice
Emperor is going to go ahead and take
Play
him
slow.
out, and they do take out that third Drake. Hold on, let's go ahead and allow
Sorry.
GNG to...
Tom Kench stopped me.
Okay, so they tried to communicate a little bit there. I appreciate that much, at least. They almost got the Drake, but like you said, TRX was caught out, and obviously they're going to lose the smiting battle from that point forward, as Emperor does secure the third Drake, puts them on soul point at 21 minutes here for Soup Kitchen. They have a lot of good early leads here for Soup Kitchen. Obviously, the kill lead and the dragon lead here, but that gold lead, not so much. You know, it is 3K. That is a sizable amount. Don't get me wrong, but they were up 6,000 gold. If they could funnel a couple more kills on over to this Gnar, who's already 5-1, I think they might be able to set themselves up for a cheeky little comeback. Oh, but the knock up though from Emperor. What a perfectly timed flash on that EQ. That was nasty. Absolutely nasty. Great job from Emperor. He gets a double kill, just hunting down Scarlet Knight there. I mean, what a monster. And he's not done just yet. He's going for thirds. Going in on Beer Bomb Billy underneath tower. Another double knock up there from Emperor. I mean, this J4, you even said, man, if he gets an inch, he's going to take a mile early. And look at him, 7-2 and 175 farm here. And just like that, he's going to drop the Cataclysm here underneath the tier 2 tower, just laughing in the face of all this damage that's happening. But I think he might want to skedaddle there. There he goes. And on top side of the
we
map
were talking
now.
about Driptide's excesses. Emperor is making Driptide look like a monk who doesn't want to get any kills and is playing pacifism mode. He is just jumping in without a care in the world, while Driptide's sitting in the bush, eating his vegetables and being a friendly teammate. Crazy work out of J4 there.
God.
Matt might be dead. Yikes, a little greedy. The tower is great. It won't protect you from a TK. TK is just big, fat, and hungry.
Absolutely. Double health bar with the gray shield. And, you know, does this, does Emperor remind you of any other similar junglers at all? You know, any gameplay similarities?
You know, he actually plays a lot like TR3 does. They're both really aggressive kind of junglers, which is crazy to think about. But that's kind of what they didn't get to hear me. We talked about it in the lane. They focus heavily on neutering TR3's ability to affect the game. They banned Vi, they banned Xin Shao, and they took J4 away from him. Those are I've seen him play all three of those champs multiple times. He's very comfortable on them, and TR3 is kind of the one suffering the most in this game because he wasn't allowed to get the early action that he wanted. Well, he did get early action of being invaded in his own jungle, but he didn't get what he wanted, and they really have starved him out. I mean, look at the item comparisons between the two. J4 is working on his fourth. Poor Wukong just finished his second.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a Black Cleaver, so he's got some armor shred for that Frozen Heart that's already completed on top of the additional armor that he's building right now. So, and did you see him absorbing all that damage from the towers? I mean, the towers only do physical damage, so armor is the way to go if you're going to be doing these tower dives. So, kudos to him, obviously, for doing so. Victor, I think, right now isn't getting enough credit. 004, that's not bad compared to his counterpart at the moment, 0-4-0. You know, isn't getting any kills, but at least supplying a lot of utility for his team. And he's done some pretty good traps. And then, of course, his Chaos Storm for zoning capabilities and just damage overall. I mean, he's just like a utility mage support at this point. Like, not even like a mid laner for a lot of damage.
Yeah. And the thing is, he hasn't been the reason they're losing. When your bot lane is doing that...
Yep, that's a great calling there.
You don't need to win as Victor. You just got to live and not be the reason your team loses.
Absolutely, and TRX is doing you know, what he can to try to make the great escape. He does get all the attention on him, so his teammate is able to make it out of there, but I don't think he's going to have that same
He is running.
Oh, hold on 1 second. We have Cass getting caught out, though, in the middle here by Mapolo, and TRX going to give up his life, but I think it's going to not be in vain. Never mind, Cass got saved by the Tom Kench. Great teleport from Milk-a-Bear, but he's in a 1v3 scenario, and I don't think this is great anymore. At least that's not what he was expecting. Does have to hop over the wall to safety. And yeah, Tahm Kench, like you said, the big boy that he is just waltzing right in the lane. And they will start and take that Baron, it looks like, with no contest. Soup Kitchen, 25-minute Baron.
Yeah, really nicely played. The other problem is Wukong is your most reliable engage here. Like, yeah, Braum has R, but if you really want to use R to like help peel off J4 and stop your carries from dying, he can aggressively R, but it's not your main engage. Your main engage is Wukong, Ian, and an Ring. What's happened every time he's done that? He gets turned on and immediately murdered, just completely unable to play. And it's just so hard for him to do his job properly here. Meanwhile, who's the main engage for... It's Emperor.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, Tom and Emperor can take their turn. Whoever wants to really fully engage can. And, oh my god, the zoning is just disgusting. Kaz and Nami all by himself. He just re-heals it. With Nami, and he doesn't even need a Warmogs. He went Dusk and Dawn, and he went Heartsteel. Like, what?
They're so chilling right now. And they get to do whatever they want. They need to now turn this advantage into turrets. Start limiting GNG's ability to properly play the game and farm back in. Azir is like still an item away from being really, really dangerous. The more you can cut him off from CS, the better. Wukong's terrible. Don't let him farm at all. He's 0-4, down CS, just tough.
I mean, look at the goal difference on screen currently between just like each laner. It's not looking good across the board at all.
3k disadvantage. Mid tower goes down.
Oh yeah, tier 2 mid is gonna go down. Driptide is on a killing spree with this Baron. I mean, there's Drip actually. I think he was getting focused there by the tower. Almost dies. So definitely don't want to give that up.
Has ulti coming? No.
Nope. He is far out of there.
He got a little betrayed by his jungler. The jungler popped Seekers, and Lucian was not ready for the revved turret smoke. And it was a little gross.
Yeah, I don't think that they were fully 100% ready. I mean, it was, like I said, a really, really slow early start for at least the first, 10 minutes of this game here. But after around that, 12, 13-minute mark, that's when the kills started to ramp up for Soup Kitchen, and they did not look back. They have a 9k gold lead right now, a 10k kill lead. Jungle objectives, they've completed every single dragon, and oh my god, Scarlet, you cannot be face-checking. This is not your jungle any longer, my friend. This is their jungle. And with Baron in hand, I think they're just going to get the advanced recalls, come right back for sieging down mid, and possibly call it a game 1.
It's looking very much like that. They would have to have a catastrophic throw to get it away. I mean, you just all... Now that you've taken an inhib, it's so much easier to crack another lane because you're just going to overload one lane and then give them Sophie's choice. Do you want to lose the game to inhib minions walking down mid? Or do you want to stop the 5-man push going bot? And there's literally no objectives for GNG to even play around with the possibility of contesting. They have no jungle camps. They have nothing. It's a really tough situation.
Mapelo, I'm sure, needs a new set of drawers after that. I mean, it was a smooth getaway. Do not get me wrong. That was a double Shurima shuffle out the wazoo. Love that. But right as soon as J4 appeared on screen, you know he was probably like, no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
How many times do you have to do this to me?
For real. And Braum calling is going to go a little bit shy.
Braum dies to the calling. He needs to block.
Instantly death. Instant death there. And a bubble is going to go a little bit wide. Emperor, dashes underneath tower, and a nice pickup actually by Mapelo. That's going to be 2 kills. The other one picked up by Milk-a-Bear, so it is going to be a 3v3, but still pretty healthy, pretty strong. 3 remaining members, Kaz, Moonflare, and Sergeant. Tom's going to go ahead and lead the siege here. They do have supers on the Nexus towers as well, so they got to be mindful of that. And yeah, Nar's going to go ahead and turn around. They're tier 3, holding on to half health here. The siege will not stop, but they don't want to get overly greedy. That seems to be the theme that we see consistently, in a lot of games here, and it just takes a couple of shutdowns to turn a game around, you know?
Yeah, it really does, because Azir gets more dangerous every second. He's got a Seekers now, so he has one not completely get out of jail free card, but kind of a get out of jail free card. Like, they can dive on him, he can Seekers, potentially he can get cooldowns and try and make a play to get away. Ezreal's starting to get armor pen, so this really nice armor you built early so you could ignore Ezreal and it didn't matter is starting to go away. Like it gets more dangerous every push. You really want to put your foot down on their neck here and end it. I don't know if they want to wait for objectives to spawn or keep pushing. They're really spread out along the map now, which is not conducive to just overloading a lane.
Yeah, I'm not
Do we
sure.
see
See, this
contesting
seems to
around
be another
blue?
thing as well. Like teams just not, just completing and getting out of the game or completing the game as soon as possible. And TR3 falling victim again inside his own jungle. I'm not sure what Scarlet was doing with the flank around from that point. Tries to flash over the wall. Fissure's going to get dropped. Only hits Emperor here. Tries to dash on over to Milkabear. Is he able to get away? He is. That's unreal. Fighting underneath tower. That's a little bit of a risky move by Sergeant there, but that's a thick boy. As he is able to absorb it all and get out. Look at all that health regen. It's just disgusting. Plus he has Nami there.
Map's flipping for gold on the other side. They need to make something happen here. Map is about to take a second tower. You do not want to be giving that team bounties.
No, you do not. I mean, yeah, give them an inch. They might take a mile back. Tom Kench is teleporting back into lane, so it is going to be a 5v3 as TR3 still has 5 seconds left on his death timer. The tier 3 is following in the top
They're
lane.
losing too much here.
Nope. Yep. Azir has got to back. He is backing now. Has teleport available. Chooses to hold onto it though, because if they are able to clean up, he could have a nice potential push in the bot lane here. Baron is available as well. They are going to make their way straight to there, so the fighting will continue in just a couple of moments, more than likely. But I do not know if G&G has what it takes to fight them. Oh, Elder's also up in 10 seconds, and they want to prioritize the Elder, obviously, because that is definitely the better of the two objectives right now.
They have no way in. You just lost top in him. They can play around Elder so easily. And Who's the guy who's going in for you? The underfed Wukong, who's your jungler, who's going to blow up in seconds if he tries to check something. It's such a tough entry.
Milkabear, though, with a teleport from behind, and TR3 is actually getting caught out drastically. And yeah, he is not going to be happy about this. Scarlet Knight with the flank coming in from Milkabear. Moonflare is going to go ahead and take down the Braum. They do trade, though, for the Lucian. Lucian's not going to be a part of the Elder fight. Emperor is also holding on with a sliver of health. This is actually great positioning for G&G, but a double knockup. And then an Azir with the Emperor's Divide to push him back, but the double kill already picked up there by Sergeant. And there's only one member left, and it doesn't matter as he is gone. The ace picked up by Soup Kitchen, and I think that is safe to assume that game one picked up by Soup Kitchen. What a great ending in game number one. Seriously, they fought hard, and being down as much as they are, I definitely thought that they were going to win that team fight for just a couple of moments there.
You know, and I thought it was over when they got their original 6K gold lead. They shut it down and really came back. It was a beautiful set of plays they made, kind of punishing these over-aggresses to get themselves back in it, but in the end, they just lost too much. The weight of losing that soul just really came to bite them.
It did, but hold on. They're actually still maintaining just a little bit. Now they're focusing down that tower, but the death timers are starting to come through. TR3, can they go ahead and keep them alive, or at least keep them busy, so that way they're not getting anything? But no, the double kill by Sergeant. He's huge with that Elder. It doesn't matter. The shutdowns are being picked up by Mapalo, but Sergeant focused on that Nexus and put an end to game number one here. Soup Kitchen being the victors. Great game. Great game overall between these two teams. I mean, again, a very sizable commanding lead from Soup Kitchen. Very slow start for about the first 12 minutes, but right as soon as they were able to find that chink in the armor, that J4 absolutely took off like a rocket, and then the rest was history. Even though they had a couple of scary moments, though. So, a little bit shaky, but they ended up coming out as the victors on top, Anything that you want to, summarize for that? I mean, that's pretty much the whole thing that I can think of.
Two things I'm thinking about if I'm GNG. One, I want to track which is my strong lane here. There's no reason you should be clearing bot. I know it's really scary that your bot is going to a J4 and they could potentially dive, but you have Ezreal Braum. It makes dives really hard for J4, and he basically forfeited 2 grubs doing that because you saw, not grubs, sorry, scuttle crabs. You don't want to let J4 get anything on you, and that was the beginning of this chasm that just grew throughout the game. And you're Wukong, you're the only guy who can get in. We see Wukong get these beautiful flanks, doesn't have the damage to back it up, way too far behind.
Yeah.
Don't give J4 freebies. Track where he's going. If your lane's not pushing where he's going, go to the other side. Make sure you can get your craft.
Sure.
And the second thing is you need to be paying attention for those item spikes
Mm.
because the game looks so great for them. We're talking like least kills in the game that we've seen in a really long time. It's looking great. Azir's farming. Hey, 3 items later, Azir's gonna carry you. You've got this really mean Gnar. Wukong, he's behind, but no kills means Wukong can just farm back into it. No big deal.
True.
And first items come, you don't respect it enough. Now J4 is going to start diving and it's going to get really ugly. So you need to be doing whatever you can. And they had nice wars. You need to be doing whatever you can to play really nice defensive League of Legends and don't let them win off them hitting their first items. You knew they were going to hit first items before you. They had pushing lanes. You can't
Absolutely.
let them win off those first items.
And the e-sub, it's not the e-sub themselves was an issue. I think the lack of bans is also kind of like a disadvantage coming into these games. So, losing those first three while the other team gets a hard focus, your mid lane, your junglers, as we clearly saw from last game. So hopefully they're able to work around it. And because it's fearless, they get even less wiggle room to work with because now those comfort picks that you do start to see in the beginning fall off at this point because you don't get to repick them at all. For the remainder of the series. But we're going to cut it to a short little break while we get ready for game number 2. But do not go anywhere. Your boy Rydline and Pike Wazowski will be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. It's your boy Ryline here, and I do have Pike Wazowski again joining me as we have game number 2 underway between Soup Kitchen versus Ganked and Goon. Soup Kitchen leads the series right now 1-0 in kind of a commanding, but not overly commanding way. I don't know how else to describe it, my friend. How else would you describe game 1?
I would say it was, I won't say dominant, but I would say strong. Strong is the
Perfect.
word I want to use because yes, you were stronger than them in that game, but you did not like completely blow them out of the water. By the way, instead of banning Xin Shao and going, they just take Xin Shao. Massive, massive effort out of Soup Kitchen to keep TR3 on these kind of low impact early game junglers. I cannot wait to see what they're picking. I would be picking jungle very early if I was GNG because they're just going to shut them out.
Ooh,
Skarner.
Skarner. I was about to ask you, who was a good counter into the Jinja? I mean, we've seen a lot of Jinja being played in this tournament and on the server alone. He is quite, a favorite. Skarner, on the other hand, barely have seen him. I don't think we've ever seen him. This might be a game 1 that we have this champion being introduced here. Is this a good pick into the Jinja?
So Xin Shao, one of the weakest parts of Xin Shao is that he actually has one of the weakest first clears in the game in terms of speed. He's very, very slow first clearer. So you either abuse the fact that he's a slow first clearer, you pick a greedy jungler. I would have loved to see Nocturne personally.
I was going to say that.
Just go the opposite way of him, or the same way of him, do a really quick clear, take the scuttle before he can, and now you're in a million times better position than you were last game because you have the initiative. And Xin Shao feels pressured then to make kills happen. They didn't happen until he was about level 6. It didn't really blow up until he was about level 6. Now you're Nocturne. You get to decide when the fights are happening because you can jump halfway across the map. With an Ashe Nocturne is gross. It's gross. Beautiful Seraphine steal playing against Ashe Seraphine is miserable.
Absolutely.
But I would have loved to see Nocturne here. Maybe it's a comp thing. Maybe they don't have tanks. They want to play top. Um, who knows? But I was
It could be
thinking
a Vayne
Nocturne
bot.
here.
Could be Vayne bot. I wouldn't be shocked to see a Vayne bot lane for Soup Kitchen. Not. I would say she's pretty strong. Into the Ashe. Oh, that's a difficult one. I don't know. I play
That's
a lot of Ashe. I play a lot of Ashe, and if I'm not playing Ashe and I play Vayne and I verse an Ashe, I hate my life. I'm not gonna lie. That tumble seems to be super slow. Everything about anything seems slow when you verse an Ashe, and then just
the
matching it with Nautilus, that's even worse.
That's so gross.
It's so bad.
If you eat one auto from Ashe, like your life's in danger
Oh
because it's the
yeah.
easiest lollipop Q throw from Nautilus. You're hooked. You can eat him away, but the damage is already done. He's gonna root your ass because it's gonna get buffered. You're gonna get rooted, and then Ashe is just gonna be on top of you. And Seraphine has so much trouble getting in to get the harass she really wants because she doesn't have the longest range. She has long enough that it outranges Nautilus. But again, eat a stray Ashe arrow. You're slowed now, and you're a free Nautilus hook. And you are not strong enough early. If not hooks you early, it's gross because Ashe auto crits. Yes,
Absolutely.
Vayne has Q. That's really cool. You get a free empowered auto, but Ashe auto crits with slow early, with passive.
That is
So
true.
it's a tough lane. It is a really tough lane. And at 6, Seraphine is gonna be scared for her life because auto Ashe Q, auto not ult, someone's getting knocked up and murdered.
Oh,
And if you're
1000%.
Vayne, even with Q, you can't out Q Nautilus R. And if Ashe holds on to R, waits for you to get knocked up and just plings it away while you're in the air, there's no counterplay.
None.
There's
And then with
no
Skarner showing
counterplay.
up on scene, he's able to just get everybody all grouped up. Nautilus
Yep.
has his ultimate. Like, I think GNG right now has a really good comp compared to Soup Kitchen. I just want to say that
Oh
right
yes.
as we go into the 4th pick, Hui, I really, really like GNG right now. I think they have a
I like it a
phenomenal
lot.
team comp. I think in the individual lanes right now, that they are definitely going to be winning, or they have winning lanes. Ashe and Nautilus, like you said, versus the Seraphine and Vayne Mel. It looks like it's going to be the matchup for the Hui in the mid lane, which I think is a pretty good counter. When you have that stupid deflecting ability. Luckily, it's like a 20-second cooldown. Thank God it's kind of long, but still, Hui might have a little bit of a tough time with his skill shot abilities while that's up. I mean,
His
as
his
any
trading
champion.
does get a lot tougher, but Hui has a lot of stuff that doesn't really that doesn't really bounce off Mel Shield. His
Mhm.
double E, for example, which is what he's often opening with, that is not counterable by Mel Shield. Now, can't EQ. I believe the EW, the little eye that hooks onto you, I don't know if it can be while it's in air, I don't think it can be shielded away.
Good question.
But when it tries to root you after spotting you, I am not 100% sure that it gets shielded or not, but it's dangerous because it zones and it messes with your timing. Obviously, QQ is suicidal,
Yeah.
um, but Hui has some counterplay here. It's definitely not an
Oh
easy
my
lane.
god.
Soup Kitchen is we are beating you in 20 or this game is miserable. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
G&G has got a
Camille,
disgusting not
oh
Mordekaiser,
my
icing
God,
on the cake,
Mordekaiser
dude.
too. Just nice dive, Camille. I'm gonna take you to Brazil. You don't need to be part of this team fight. Get out of here. This is putting the onus on Soup Kitchen to outplay them, saying, you know what, you were strong last game. Can you dominate us? Because if you don't dominate them and don't outplay them, this is not a fun game for Soup Kitchen.
Oof.
Like it's so easy for Vayne and Seraphine to be terminally underfed. Mel will be fine, but Camille, like, it is not an easy lane for Camille to play into Mordekaiser. You have to get timings right. You have to abuse when he's queuing wave. It's not free. And you have the slowest clearing jungler in the
Mm.
game.
Who's Skarner?
Like Skarner, no, Zen Chao. He has one of the
Oh,
slowest early clears
really?
because it's not it's way slower than you'd imagine. Way slower,
Interesting.
extremely slow. I don't know if Skarner's is slower, but Skarner's not feeling as pressured. If it was like Skarner versus Nocturne, that's terrifying because you might never see a scuttle again. But Zen Shao, you've got opportunities. You 100% have opportunities to kind of do what you need to do. I really like
Oh,
GNG's draft here.
oh, hold on one second. We have got to change our complete perspective because I just want you to know it is a Mel ADC and a Vayne mid for Soup Kitchen.
Oh, okay.
So that changes a lot.
Oh, it changes a lot. A couple quick points on that. Quay has a lot easier time in a vein,
Yes.
and knowing that he is gonna abuse the heck out of that poor vein. If I
Yeah.
know anything about Matt, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but he's gonna be attempting to make her laning phase the most miserable thing ever. And holy crap, that Q tumble cooldown, it might be 5 seconds. It's gonna feel like 100 in that lane. It's gonna be terrible.
It is not going to be a
Um,
good time. Plus, he has the root. He has like so many abilities, and they're so
yeah.
wide, and he can poke from so far as well. Like, luckily, the tumble is every 5 seconds, so she has some kind of like relief with that. You know, able to dodge, but there she's going to be doing a lot of dodging. It's going to eat up a lot of mana early, and it's going to throw off the rhythm of farming. It's just not going to be a fun time. And knowing that matchup now changes that I think is just even more of the green light for the bot lane between Ashe and Nautilus. It's like, go in.
Yeah.
Go
It's
in,
like
you're
find
good.
your jungle and go in. And the bad thing about Melon and Knot, if you deflect a Knot hook, you're pulling yourself into Nautilus.
Exactly.
It's not like Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank, you pull the Blitzcrank on top of you, he's out of position. It's not. If you deflect the
Exactly.
Knot hook, you're yoinking yourself right into his awaiting arms. He's gonna root you, and then you're gonna get your ass kicked if he
Yep.
lands a hook. It denies the free Ash arrow, but it's not perfect.
Exactly. And it's just going to be, just being patient, waiting for that shield to go down. And then that's when Ganked is obviously going to take advantage with the Enchanted Arrow, as you just stated there. So I was already leaning towards GNG for game number 2, but that I think definitely solidifies my vote for GNG for game number 2 here. I think we are going to get a game number 3 personally. But Soup Kitchen though, someone did mention in chat it was Monstar, I believe, saying that they had a lot of damage. Hold on one second. Never mind, that was Big Buddha. Thank you, Big Buddha. Oh, and by the way, huge shout out to Mr. Monstar for the 200 bits shout out. So 100 and 100 each. Thank you so very much. And then we have Hexalith with the follow earlier. Thank you so very much. Love you both. You guys are amazing. But like Big Buddha had just mentioned, going back to that, Soup Kitchen, they do have some serious damage, though. Camille, Mel, Vayne, Jinzhao, Seraphine, even. Like, Ganked Goon really only has Ashe, Hui, and Mordekaiser. Skarner and Not are just going to be that front line, but that front line is a very, very thick front line between the two. So,
And it's just it. I understand that for 100%. I understand because basically, if you lose Ashway, game over. Like,
Exactly.
what do you do? It's terrible. And Then Shao's great at catching people. If he gets the angle he wants, he can ER, and for a second there, he can blow someone up with almost no counterplay. The problem here is who's the sacrificial lamb here? Because you are literally, to get this dive going, throwing someone into the meat grinder. Because who willingly wants to walk up on Nautilus Garner?
Oof.
The people who can do the worst things to you ever when you're jumping into them. They need these. What I'd like to see out of Soup Kitchen is really scrappy fights where you're pulling the team apart.
Mm.
If you can get separation through like these scrappy kind of junglish fights where we saw it kind of disintegrated into two or three smaller fights, with kind of the jungler and the ADC and the support being on one side, and the ADC support and mid laner being on the other side. That's where Soup Kitchen can blow a dude up and then collapse on the rest of the team and really make something happen. But it's still like an outplay. It feels like the onus is on Soup Kitchen to play better here,
Absolutely.
in my opinion.
And
And
they have
that
the comp for that,
that
by the way. That Jin Zhao Camille is the setup to separate and lock down and fight
yes,
in those group aspects. So good point out on that. And they have that setup. Now, do they have the execution and communication to go ahead and
yes.
do it? That's the other
And
thing.
the other wild card is Mordekaiser can just yoink a guy away.
Exactly.
Xin Shao can get this beautiful engage. Mordekaiser presses R button. It doesn't matter if you're ulted or not. Sorry,
Hmm.
bro, you're in Brazil. And if Mordekaiser one for ones one of these divers and just pulls them out, now you got a front to back against a very scary team,
Exactly.
especially
Oh,
like
and
Camille.
one more quick moment. We're going to continue this conversation in just a couple seconds here, but do not go anywhere, guys. Your boy Rylion and Pike Wazowski will be right back with all the action in game number 2. Welcome back, all of you wonderful, wonderful people. Like I said, we were not gone too long here as we have game number 2 underway. And wow, we have something that we don't normally see all that often. A 4-man invade as Mordekaiser stays in his lane. Ganked and Gooned will be on red side here for game number 2, while we do have Soup Kitchen on blue. Real quick, let me go over the players and their champions. For blue side, again, for Soup Kitchen, we have Sergeant Soul. I'm just going to call him Sergeant. In the top lane with Camille, we have Emperor in the jungle with Jin Zhao. Kaz on the mid with the Vayne. Driptide on the Mel ADC, and Moonflare on the Seraphine support. For GNG or Ganked and Gooned, we have Milkabear in the top lane with Mordekaiser, TR3X30 on the Skarner in the jungle, Mapilo on the Hui in the mid lane, and we have Beer Bomb Billy on Ashe on the ADC, my personal favorite, and Scarlet Knight with the Nautilus support. And one more thing before we get into the deep details of the game. Buddha has an interesting little proposition. He says every kill that Mapilo gets here for GNG, he will gift 1 sub, and every win that GNG gets overall, he will gift 5 whole subs. So I've never been more excited for Hui to wipe the floor with the Vayne in the mid lane.
um Kind of interesting pathing here. Skarner went to 2 multi-camps and is now taking his red. You can see though, even with that, like Skarner is closer to taking care of his camps right now than the Shao is, and Skarner is not a fast camp clearer. Um, yeah, yeah, they're gonna reach it about the same time, and Skarner's not particularly fast, and he has a beautiful wolves camp to clean up right
I mean, I don't know
now.
too much about the jungle. Like, I don't know the map clearing times, and I don't know what's official. All I know is double scuttle, good. That's it. Help
Yeah,
rotate, get that. Your jungle will be so happy with you. They'll gank you all the time.
yeah. The real thing is you want to look at your lanes and you want to say, where is my best opportunity? So if we look at the bot lane, it's kind of even right now. One of them needs to make a choice. You actually see the minions will be stacking in the bot lane. So Skarner is going to want to abandon ship, walk right up to top, and take your scuttle there. You're getting pushed in. There's no reason to contest this shit, even though Xin Zhao is a slower clearer. You're not gonna, if when played optimally, you're not gonna win when your lane's getting pushed in.
I like that. You're not going to win when your lane's getting pushed in. We need to put that on a t-shirt ASAP. You get 5% of all the proceeds because you thought of the
He is contesting. We're about to see a fight here. This is
Oh
a 100% fight. Xin Zhao wants this.
Love to hear that and see that. In the bot lane, Beer Bomb Billy's going to go in and get stuck on the back end here. Gets rooted. TR3 and Emperor are duking it out like you had mentioned here. And double buffs for Emperor. Does get the dash in. The red is going to be enough, and First Blood picked up by Emperor. This man does not slow down from last game. He's just taking off like he never left. And that First Blood again being picked up. Almost gets the mid lane there. Maplo forced the flash. And, hold on. Action's still not done yet. Scarlet Knight trying to clear a ward, but that's going to cost him everything. Scarlet, what are we doing? Another kill picked up by Emperor again. We saw this last game. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile, and he's already 2-0 at 3 minutes in.
It's just really sloppy here. You knew where that Xin Zhao was. Where can Xin Zhao be after almost killing your mid laner and killing your jungler on the bot side river? He's going to be taking his crab, or he's going to be positioning to go bot. There's only two choices. He's not backing here. That's briefing. And you walk in and contest this ward. Yeah, you're Nautilus. You're not scary to his Xin Zhao. He wants to be on your head murdering you.
Absolutely.
And it's just a little crazy. Fortunately, Skarner gets the topside scuttle, so it's not a complete wash, and they're actually pretty even in their clears again. I'm just really disappointed to see Skarner kind of pushing that bot scuttle. You knew where Xin Zhao was. You had contested. You warded the hell out of his bottom side red. Like, just go to the path of least resistance. Your lane didn't push the way you wanted to. That's fine. Just go take your scuttle. No one contests, and you're okay. Ashe and Nautilus need, their opportunity to go in. Now, this lane that we're gassing up, it's so dangerous for Mel and Ashe. It's not dangerous when Ashe has no cleanse, has no heal, and they're 10 CS down.
That is true.
It's not fun anymore. And now it's a lane where Nautilus is just a big paperweight, and Map's going to get ganked and murdered.
Yes, indeed. Mapalo having no flash, does have ultimate available, gets the fear off on the Kaz, but with the tumble, it is going to be enough, I think. No, it's not. Ooh, the Condemn barely misses the tower. And Mapalo gets to get out and live to speak another day. So, not too bad. The best out of the worst situation.
I'm not a Vayne master, but I think you needed a diagonal Q there, and you needed to go for the tower. I think it was a straightforward Q right to him.
Yeah.
But you need to prioritize trying to hit him into the tower over getting the auto off that you want.
Oof.
Yikes. This is such a miserable game for Nautilus now. It's not even funny. And Skarner can't gank Vayne. Like, what are you going to do? E behind her and she Qs away from you? Like, you need to be looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
This dragon take is suicidal if they're trying it. I can't believe they do it. It's got to be just positioning.
They gotta force something. So if they can get the dragon, great. If not, they can at least try to get a kill. It does look like they are going to get pincered in, though, so definitely not the best positioning. And Scarlet's going to be the first one to step up. And Moonflare actually getting a lot of damage done as well. TR3, nice knockback onto Emperor. And Hui with the ultimate, is he able to get the execute? He does, but Shutdown actually gets picked up there by TR3 before he gets shut down himself. Kaz shows up on scene, takes down the Skarner, and Hui actually takes down the Vayne. We are trading back and forth, back onto the backline we go. A double kill actually being picked up there by Mapalo. That's 2 kills. And Driptide is now on the run. He is on the wrong side of this lane here, doing a pretty good job dodging, and the minions not quite focused on him just yet. He's hiding, and he is dangerous. Can he make it out of here? I definitely hope not. Mapalo and Scarlet Knight walking up. There goes the shield, and yeah, with that, Mapalo is on a killing spree. That's 3 whole kills, and you guys already know what that means. 3 whole subs by your boy Big Buddha, and I already love the turnaround, and gold is even, kills are even, and all things are equal.
And this is how Gag kind of wrote it up. Like, our bot lane's really dominant, and we get it. Now, I don't think that's how wrong way, correct end goal, but Ashe is down to really bad amount of CS, but you're kind of back in it. Like when they had me in the first half. Not gonna lie, it looked unplayable, but it felt like at that point it's comp diff because you had a Xin Shao who's not tanky enough yet, and he just gets pulled in by Nautilus, CC'd and killed off really early, and Skarner. Yeah, he's a useless hunk of rock, but he's a very tanky.
Oh my god, TR3 with the dash over the wall, tried to almost save his friend there, but a nice roam by Moonflare secures the kill for, I believe, that was Kaz.
Oh, this is a disaster top for Camille.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Melkabear.
Complete disaster.
Oh,
because if Camille's not a threat, then Melkabear doesn't even have to ult Camille. You can just ult someone more useful. Oh, is that a 3 kills in Shao who might kill our team? Okay, come to Brazil with me.
Yep.
I'll steal all your stats and kill you.
Absolutely.
Like Camille needs to be threatening here to kind of help break down, because we talked about we want to separate this into smaller fights so they can't front to back us and get our kills. Well, if Camille's not a threat, now it's only Xin Shao who's really threatening stuff here, which makes it really hard. We get a really nice trade and objectives, but this is kind of where GNG wants to be.
This is where we saw them last game. It was a lot less kills, but it was pretty even. You know, they traded the first drag for the Grubs last game. You know, GNG had Grubs, and then Soup Kitchen had taken Drake. Same exact setup here that we saw this time. However, the 3-1 on the Hui in the mid lane and the 3-1 on the Xin Zhao in the jungle, I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing here. Like you said, priority targets. Mordekaiser is going to have to take Xin Zhao immediately out of the equation, right? Especially this early on. Camille, on the other hand, she might not be a threat to the Mord, but she is still definitely going to be a threat to the other players. And I think that Camille needs to focus on the Hui and the Ashe, of course. I mean, Ashe is already down double almost in farm at the moment. My heart breaks for Beer Bomb Billy. He's just getting zoned out, and it was because of a couple of early missteps up there, and as you're seeing that snowball effect, he's going to be drastically behind. So I don't know how much help Ashe is going to be, but at least I know that Sergeant on the Camille is going to be able to do something on that regard. So still a threat in some regards. Let's see what we got going on here. I mean, Sergeant, all he has to do is really just play patiently. He can't do all these fancy engages. I know he has the grass proc, and I know he has the sheen, and he wants to trade as much as possible there to try to get that up. But the moment he steps up, that's going to be an instant E, Q, and then ulti from Milka-Bear. You just can't do anything from this point.
I'm looking at the items, and something I wanted to say, Map has Dark Seal. You get 3 kills, you start to feel yourself a little. And we're looking at Vayne oh, the misery of playing against a Hui. It's terrible. The only problem for Map here is where's your wards, bro? Xin Shao just set a camp there. He's been ganked 2 or 3 times now.
True, but TR3 has been there as well. I mean, he's doing some really good stuff. Oh my god, Scarlet with the point blank. I'm gotta write that down. Very nice. And hold on, this 2v3 though, definitely not in favor of Soup Kitchen, and a beautiful arrow from downtown from Beer Bomb Billy. He learned that from me, and a double kill picked up by Map below. 5-1 on the Hui. A chef's kiss arrow from downtown from Beer Bomb Billy, and I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better for GNG.
And this is where the Vayne mid is starting to feel really questionable. Because Vayne, what did she contribute to that fight? At least if you have Mel, you could be throwing Qs and stuff. But Vayne can't do anything right now. It's really tough for her to play. And yeah, she's not down too much CS. That's cool. You have a 5-1 Hui who is never going to let you farm properly.
The Beasters setting up, and hold on one second. Let's get some insight from the team real quick. We're going to hear the bots.
Got her. I hooked her. She's dead.
Can someone cover mid when you're done with that?
Shove this Mordecai.
Love that. And that was a great teleport also, by the way. No, never mind. Milk didn't even have to teleport. He was already down there. Great rotates like they had just mentioned.
That's both flashes, by the way.
Who did I just muted myself instead of the bot. But yeah, very nice. I love the communication now. I'm going to get a couple more insights in the next couple of team fights here from GNG. I think the morale has completely turned around from game number 1. This is a very different GNG than we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, and once Matt starts to feel himself, he's one of those guys where once he gets really comfortable in the lane, his play sharpens even harder. And you'll just start seeing some really crazy stuff out of him. So I love to see this like early confidence play, and it's kind of working the way we described. The onus of making the play is on Soup Kitchen. Soup Kitchen's made some plays. Yes, some of them have worked, some of them have not. And you're kind of living and dying by the ability to make these plays in lane. And now that's not working out, it's looking really suspect. Like, you do not want to be down gold as Soup Kitchen right here. That was not on the menu.
No, that definitely not. At least not by this much in these key parts of the
Massive
lanes.
gank incoming.
Oh yes, indeed. Mapolo into the mid lane he goes. I mean, we've seen this story time and time again. Ultimate did get off though. Is Kaz gonna survive? He does. In tier 3, not able to clean it up though. Unfortunately, great ganks from Emperor. I mean, he is very persistent. He does not, get discouraged at all. One failed gank, he's like, don't worry, I'll be back in 35 seconds. And there he is again. Meanwhile, into the bot lane, Driptide almost getting a kill onto the triple beasters there, but a beautiful arrow to go ahead and stop him, and a nice flank from TR3 and Scarlet Knight almost getting the beasters, but flashing out. And I think that they can go ahead and move straight to the dragon there. That would be a first Drake for Ganked and Gooned of the entire series if they're able to actually get this one.
Oh my god, get a ward for this man!
Oh my, Mapolo, yeah, my friend, this is not your jungle to walk into, but he does have teammates, the Avengers have assembled, and TR3, I think, is MVP as he just takes that, he shows up where he needs to, he collapses, he flanks, he ganks. This Scorpion is on a roll, my dude.
Yeah. It feels like he's got wheels instead of legs right now. He is everywhere he needs to be. It's kind of crazy. And 3, 2, and 5 is really gross, and he's exactly where he needs to be every time. It almost feels like. It feels like he's just hanging around.
Never mind. I was about to say, I feel so bad.
Is he dead again? He is one plate getting pushed in. This Camille's about to be homeless, bro. Like, where is she gonna go when this shit falls? Like, it's really dangerous for her.
Bot lane is all she's got, really. It's like, all right, we're gonna rotate, and Vayne, you're going to top side.
Do you want to send Vayne solo in a long lane when she's this weak? It's kind of like picking which character you want to be homeless. Like,
no, I didn't say Vayne has to rotate out. I just said Camille also goes to bot lane. Like, everyone just goes to bot lane. Leave Mordekaiser alone. He's just up there now. This is his lane.
This is our new bot lane. This is my new ADC support. Vayne Camille.
It's the new meta. It's called the 0113 meta.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta love it.
It just got a million times harder. Sergeant is going to have to be really careful about how far he's pushing, because, I mean, if Milka Bear gets like 1 ER, you're not playing. And, you have to take these really like deep angles as Camille, because now you need to be, instead of just Eing and throwing yourself back into tower, you need to get over the wall to get away from Mordekai's, which is not a fun time. It really limits the amount of space you have in that lane. Because if you're like playing around the alcove, fine. I just dash backwards into tower, and it's not fun. Ooh.
Oh, nice condemn. Okay, Milka Bear finding himself in a very bad spot, actually, with Emperor being there and a shutdown getting picked up by the Vayne. That's definitely not the person they need to be funneling kills to. That's probably the biggest threat to them, actually, is Kaz.
Honestly, if there's a single person I wouldn't want to give a kill to on that game, Vayne is the #1 answer.
100%.
He's the only one who's killing your chunkers.
Oh my god, but they answer so perfectly as Mapolo gets another one of his kills, 6-2 now, on the way as they capture Driptide, so Mel will not be a part of this fight.
Got one thing to say to Big Buddha, no take backsies.
No takes backsies indeed. I mean, I'm just really happy that they have mentally reset. It's from last game, they weren't completely out of it, but still, it was really rough for a good major part of that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for them to come back and do as well as they are doing, 3-1 on the Morden top side, 6-2 on the mid lane here, ADC's not doing too hot, but he's also not on his primary role right now. So, the fact that he's not 0-10 is just his team better be thankful for that. You know what I mean?
And you know what? No matter what Ash's KD is, she can press the dopamine button.
Exactly.
You press R, pull a mid, shoot someone halfway across the map and kill them, or get a stun out and then Skarner yoinks it in.
Emperor, you sneaky little bugger. As he waits inside that bush and Mapolo unsuspecting, with Kaz also being in lane. I mean, he almost got away with it, but Emperor is just so cheeky with these bush strats.
I know. It's really nice, really sharp play out of the Xin Shao, kind of finding the holes in GNG's ward defenses here. And it's a little disappointing that we have a lot of people with wards up on GNG right now. They're mostly dying to ganks. Like, you need to reset wards and reset the lanes where you want to be, because you can't give this up. You really don't want to be feeding extraneous kills here.
It's like half ganks and half face checking bushes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, I want a ward, so I'm going to face check this bush, or I don't, and I get killed. Oh, dopamine button.
Ooh,
no,
but that gets thrown right back in your face if you're shooting at Mel. So, got to be mindful of that, and that will be... And it's going to be up, I think, by the next Dragon fight. Should be up right about the same time, I believe, as Dragon is coming up. So, not too terrible. And we will take a look into the comms as well of GNG in this next team fight. And that Dark Seal, as you mentioned earlier, unfortunately got reset, though. So, I think you should just get rid of it. Once you die and you lose your stacks, that's like the please sell this button, in my opinion.
He's playing Envision right now. And, Camille has had a rough one, but I don't know how it goes. Solo Camille, she knows where you are, so she could potentially get on you.
Exactly. And she's not very sure. I mean, she does have a Trinity Force now, so she is good against the squishes again, like Vayne and Hui. And they're taking a little bit of the strat here. Oh, no, didn't get the stun, though, into the wall.
No.
Unfortunate for TR3. He was trying to get the wraparound. Should have just hit him against the wall right in front of him, though, for the guaranteed.
I think the key is you need to R when she's in midair from Nautilus.
Ooh.
Like, you got a little cute with it.
Hold on, this Mountain Drake got started as well. Milkabear with a nice flank from the bot side. Driptide with the teleport to match as well. Driptide does take down Beer Bomb Billy instantly. And Emperor takes out Milkabear. I believe he was inside the ultimate. And just like that, they are taking this left and right and center. All 4 members that were present for this team fight are down for GNG, and Soup Kitchen do not find themselves at the Soup Kitchen on that one. Nice. And they get the Drake.
The first question I'm asking myself is, where's Map? Because if you want to win a team fight, who do you need? You need Map.
You
He's
have
6'3".
to.
I mean, if we pull up the scoreboard and look at the gold that Map has, I'm willing to bet he is a majority of the team's gold. Yeah, 8K of your gold. You had 8K gold missing. Guess how much gold Soup Kitchen had missing? 6.5. So you just gave the other team 1,500 gold right there, worth of value, because he's playing against Camille up there while you're team fighting. You need to have Map on these objectives. Like, it's non-negotiable. If he didn't have 6 kills, it's negotiable. But you're trying to make it work with 0-3 Ashe, and Mordekaiser's cool, but he's not the team fighter. He's trying to, get nice lanes and do his thing, throw someone in Brazil for a 1v1. It almost feels irresponsible for him to Brazil someone there, because what do they do without Mordekaiser in that fight? When you have Skarner, Ashe, Nautilus in a 3v3.
Yep, exactly. Like, what are you technically supposed to do? You're not supposed to be able to do anything. And oh my God, Sergeant. I mean, he's actually holding his own. I'm not gonna lie, but does he actually get out? He does not. I thought he was going to be able to dash out of there again. I was like, no freaking way this Attack on Titan wannabe is going to be able to get out. But no, she doesn't. Camille is taken. That character is so annoying to verse in the top lane. I cannot lie. That Grassland dying along with that Sheen proc, it makes me happy to see Mordekaiser beat her into the ground just as a champion, not as a player, just as a champion.
As a person, I want to see game 3. Oh.
Oh, Driptide, along with Emperor, going to go ahead and engage onto Scarlet, onto the backside here. Milk-a-Bear does have his ultimate, is going to use it on Emperor here, takes him out of the fight for just a couple of seconds. Driptide, along with Moonflare, lands a nice double encore. Milk-a-Bear almost gets killed, but makes it out just barely. Good suppression, good ulti from TR3, but the double kill comes in from Maplo. Like you said, needs to be present for these fights. He is the difference maker, as there's 3 members down here, 4 Soup Kitchen, 4, and Driptide being the last one. Hold on 1 second, never mind, I forgot Sergeant, the death timers. He is back. He is ready, and a double kill. Actually, before she goes, Driptide and Milk-a-Bear definitely needs to get out. TR3 and Sergeant, 2 Titans battling it out right now, and Sergeant is not winning at all as the ace is picked up here from Ganked and Gooned. And I don't know what really needed. Sergeant was late to the fight because of the death timer, so it was kind of not in their advantage, and Maplo was finally present for a team fight. This is getting interesting. I can't really dictate who's winning this game overall. Too crazy.
And here's what happens. Fed Xin Chao dives your team. What does Mordekaiser immediately do? Into Brazil. So now you're missing your Xin Chao. The rest of the team disengages while Xin Chao's in Brazil. They don't take that space back. Xin Chao literally pops out of the death realm, and he's in a 4v1 and gets instantly killed. So you need to be really... And it's a 4v3 in the first place. You shouldn't really be interested in it. But it turns into even worse, it turns into a kind of a 3v4. Nautilus died instantly too. But you basically traded your jungler for support. That's never working.
No.
You really need these multi-asset engages where Camille and Xin are both getting on the priority target, and Mordekaiser's got to make a choice. Because Mel almost did it. If Mel
hold
had
on
that
1 second here. Nice fight again. Let's hear the perspective of GNG this fight.
I'm here.
Zen.
This guy
in Sonic. Still Zen.
got him. Knocked him.
My champ is so unfair. Look, Paravane.
Bane's there. She's there, but
Can we just Baron?
Yeah, Baron.
Yeah.
God, I love it. I love it's a complete 180 in atmosphere. We're entering their comms. You can hear them. You can hear the excitement. And you even heard it himself. My champ is so unfair. What a quote. Somebody clip that. You heard it straight from the mouth of babes. I mean, they are unfair. Look at them absolutely demolishing. Just Soup Kitchen here. Great team fight.
It's a crazy... It's Xin Chao is now feeling really pressure.
Yeah.
It's I need to make a play. But you're not thinking about the outside. If we were to look at that team fight again, it's a 3v5. Camille wasn't there, and there was another champ, I don't know exactly who, was walking from the bottom side river because they were 1-3-1-ing. And you can't be forcing fights when your team's in 1-3-1 like this. You need to commit as 5 onto them. They can win if they do that, but we talked about execution. And the execution burden is on Soup Kitchen here. And unfortunately, they're just not up to the execution level they need to be macro-wise at this moment.
That is true. And another team fight again. We're going to see a lot more team fights now as we enter around these jungle objectives. And Emperor's going to go ahead and start this off here right in the middle with the ultimate. Sergeant's going to hop onto the back line as well. Great ultimate to separate it out. That was beautifully perfect from Soup Kitchen. That's going to be 2 members, 3 members down now here for GNG. And 2 members taken down in return here. Milk-a-Bear is going to go ahead, bring him to Brazil. Kaz is doing what he can. The autos are going through. Very nice condemn against the wall. Oh my God, Kaz, what a move, what a play. And the turnaround for Soup Kitchen. This is going to put them on soul point if they're able to get this mountain, which I think that they should. Maplo, though, has the Baron. And, he's the last remaining member that has Baron here. Can he do enough damage? He is extremely strong. Moonflare has to flash out, and he's not going to stick around just long enough to see that Drake taken by Soup Kitchen. But, damn, what a frickin' just everything back and forth, back and forth. Gotta love it. And Techi, thank you so much for the follow earlier, my friend. You are amazing.
And that's what you get when you get 2 people. What I really want to see from there, if you're Milk-a-Bear, as soon as they both engage, ult the guy out. Ult Xin out. Do not let Xin play in that fight. Do not let Xin play on top of your characters. The Camille thing, dude, she traded off for Nautilus.
Yeah,
Great.
You saw that, right? You saw that the ultimate to go ahead and separate them. Disgusting.
Yeah. beautiful. She trades off for Nautilus. Like, it's not good. You don't want the scrappy fight. You want them front to back. But you need to get on Zen and take him out of the fight. It's non-negotiable at this point. Ulting Vayne afterwards just feels bad, man. And I don't know if he didn't have it at that time, but you don't want to be ulting Vayne. Vayne has to walk through the fellows to get in for damage. You need to be ulting this Zen Shao to neuter their ability to get these dives and these really gross fights that we were talking about. Soup Kitchen's able to get them, and now it's a matter. We've kind of equalized it back. It's a question of execution.
Oh, here we go. Milk-a-Bear taking the strats right from Emperor himself. He said, I fell for this. A couple of my teammates have fell for this. You will fall for this. We have teleports coming in, all from God's Green Earth as well. But Kaz, he is not the lonely little laner that he was earlier in the game, as he does actually take down Milk-a-Bear. Maybe gets killed as well. Definitely does. But still, being able to trade in a 1v3, what a great trade from Kaz.
Yeah. Yeah. And now now we're getting really close to the point where that Ashe being underfed is really starting to be a problem, because do they have enough damage to cut through everyone and kill this Vayne?
Yeah, I mean, look at TR3. That man is a monster on his own. The Unending Despair, the Spirit Visage. He has 320 stacks as well, and all he needs is to give Beerbomb Billy just a little bit. Emperor definitely doesn't want to focus down TR3, and nice flash over the wall to get to safety there, trying to create space. Misses the Q, unfortunately, and TR3 with that Unending Despair once again. He's absorbing, he's damaging,
Camille's
he's
splitting.
healing.
He's taking a ton of plays.
That is true. Camille splitting in the top lane is able to get something done for the team, at least, in TR3 just wasting a bunch of time as Emperor is able to heal back just as much. It feels like great step back here from Beerbomb Billy, just waiting out, barely dodging, but damn, these guys are just not dying. He's going to go ahead and stun him. Freaking Seeker's arm guard to go ahead and get the cooldowns back up and running. Emperor is just healing back again, and with the red buff, the health regen, the slows, this is actually a bad look now for TR3, as the longer this fight goes, Scarlet and Map are both present now. Oh my god, are they able to save their friend? I'm not sure they are, as Hui's going to go ahead and pop that ultimate. A lot of damage. Beerbomb Billy turns around, gets the kill, but Sergeant comes right out of nowhere, and we are right back into another team fight, just like that. It started off with 2 people. We're right back to a 5v5. Kaz is on scene, causing a scene, turns it into a 4v3. Good job from Kaz on another great condemned. Scarlet Knight is gone. It is going to be a 3v2 now. And Kaz is looking for more blood here. Not stopping just yet. One more auto is all he needs. The tumble forward. No short range, because that's what Vayne is, unfortunately. And that second tower in the bot lane will be taken. Please take over from this point, my friend.
Man, they need the break. They just keep fighting.
I know.
feel bad for you. Oh my gosh. And Ashe almost dove on. And now we're seeing the problem. Who did we say you don't want to give any kills to? Vayne? Well,
Vayne.
she's 10 kills now. She is Thanos. She is inevitable. Oh my gosh. She gets blown up, which is a really good start. But, I mean, Soup Kitchen backs up, waits for Vayne to spawn, takes another fight. It's getting really gross. And now we are starting to see the struggle of Vayne is enough damage to rip through this front line in a point where the fact that Soup Kitchen has no front line is starting not to matter, because Vayne's just going to kill them like they're anything.
Ashe has come back a little bit now. She's 4 and 5, has 3 items: Mortal Reminder, Hex Optics, and the Phantom Dancer, but just doesn't have a whole lot of damage. There's not a lot of oomph behind this Ashe right now, comparative to that Vayne.
She has to play petrified that she's going to get dove on at any point. You saw during that fight, she could have been plucking away at Zen the whole time. What happens if she gets an auto range of Zen? You're jumped on, you're dead.
That is true. And hold on 1 second. We're going to get the G&G perspective from this team fight. Let's hear it.
Fight yet.
No onions? He just killed himself. He just killed
Take
himself.
this. I'll come help you guys.
my
Big,
God,
big, 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 big.
They actually turned it around. Oh, Milka Bear shows up, gets Emperor.
Vayne,
Very
no.
nice move.
Vayne's here,
on.
Vayne's here, Vayne's
Yep,
here.
Vayne is
Vayne's here.
on
Gotta
scene.
get
They
Vayne,
are
gotta
aware
Vayne.
Mapolo is
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
priority
Vayne.
target.
Uh-oh.
Kaz is onto the back line here.
Coming,
Very
coming.
nice focus. They're trying to get Vayne down, but she is just a slippery
Not
little
help-
demon.
not healthy enough.
Nice
I have to-
ultimate,
I have
but
to
Vayne
back out,
gets
I have to back
Ash
out.
immediately. TR3 is next on the menu here as a double
burn
kill
me in
picked
the
up
first
by
melee.
Kaz, and that is going to be 3 members down, unfortunately, for GNG. Oh no, and the back gets stopped for Milka Bear. He does find Moonflare, so he might take one down with him before he dies. Can he turn it on Kaz? The Rylai's Crystal Scepter? Oh, but Triptide's right behind him, and I think the death timers might be a little bit too long for them to save. Tier 3 will fall. The inhib will fall. Scarlet's going to be up in 15
Some left
seconds.
there, so
Maplo's
he's
the only one left here for GNG. Do they want
right
to end
there.
it? They
Let me see
do.
the tower.
Sergeant's going to dive right underneath the tower, and that's so much
Game's
damage, there's
over.
nothing that they can do. And I was trying to get a little bit more of the
Way better
comms
than
from the
first
team.
game, though.
And like you said, way better than the first game. I do commend GNG for their valiant effort in this series overall. And I mean, seriously, that was a great nail biter back and forth of a game number 2. I was so hoping to get a game number 3, but damn, that was so cool. They had it. They had it for just a
had
moment. For a moment, I was like, we're going to get this, they're going to get this, and we're going to get a game 3 just like I know we deserve. And oh my goodness.
It feels like it was ripped away from us.
I know. I feel more heartbroken than they do probably at this
I know.
moment in time. I cannot lie. They're having a pretty rough start to the season so far. They're 1-3, I believe. And Soup Kitchen was 2-2 coming in tonight. They now extend their lead to 3-2. It is now 1-4, unfortunately, for GNG. But damn, GNG, you guys were right there. But that separation and just the like you said, the ultimates from the Camille and the Jinzhao, just being able to separate everybody, get him into those little packs, and Vayne getting all those kills funneled right into her. 12-5 with 46,000 damage ending the game there for Kaz. It's hard to deny that he does not get MVP. You know what I mean? Or actually,
Yeah,
Emperor. Emperor, I think, deserves MVP.
if I had to do over both games, I'd give it to Emperor. If I had to do it for just this game, 100% Kaz. Kaz was like the supporting actor in the first game, but Emperor is the engine that makes this car go. You are not staring at the engine the whole time. Sometimes the outer details, the driver of the car is seen as more important. Kaz was definitely the driver game too. But who's the guy that basically fed Vayne back into the game? It's Emperor. He gets these really nice ganks and abuses the semi-decent quality of the GNG wards. They had spotty patches in the wards. Okay, I'll walk right in. I'm going to kill map twice, ruin the poor guy's Dark Seal, and give Vayne a couple kills. She picks up that massive triple. Was it a double or triple in that early game?
Double, yep.
Yeah, it goes from like 1 kill to 3. She gets free farm after all these ganks, and she's right back in it. If Vayne gets kept down that game and they don't bleed out all that money to Vayne, it's so playable.
It
But
is.
she didn't.
Hui did a great job in lane as well. I think he did a fantastic job. It was 3-0 at one point, 3-1 obviously, as the game continued. But, I think he did a great job suppressing Vayne. It's just eventually Vayne does exactly what she's supposed to do. She is the tank killer, the tank shredder, right? Just like Gwen is. You put her up in front of a bunch of tanks, which is what that Nautilus and that Skarner were. They had a great front line. It's just if they were able to lock her down, they focused more on Jinzhao, which I think was an appropriate response. Don't get me wrong. If they didn't focus Emperor was going to hop right onto Hui, hop right onto Vayne, or Ash, and they were just going to have a bad time. And if you were going to go between either of the two, I would have focused the Zinzao over the Vayne. It's just they left the Vayne alone too long, and that allowed her to come and take over the game, get all the items that she needed. She got way too many shutdowns, like you had mentioned, and like you said, just completely just nullify anything that they were able to do early on that map was able to do. And speaking of map's performance as well, huge shout out to Big Buddha with the 12 gifted subs, matching the 12 kills here from Mapolo over the course of this entire series. So that's huge. We have it go to Emperor Mando himself. Really nice. Only Cops, Lucky Kicks, Moldy Corn Dog, Bravki, Kiko Cyrus, it looks like, Stony Joey, Heath, the ultimate dupe, Techi, my boy, you don't got to worry about ads no more. There you go. Snorlax Steve and Deoxys? Deoxylus, I'm not sure. I can't read. But thank you so much, Buddha, for gifting all of those subs. You are just an absolute animal. I believe you're number one on the sub list again. Sorry, Monster. It's between you two. You guys just keep on battling it out. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. But Pike, man, this was a great series, fantastic series. I'm so glad that we were able to get you here tonight, and thank you so much for joining us. Very, very actiony. I hope your games have just as much action because I can't wait to see you in action as well. Speaking of, when is your next game, my friend?
Saturday sometime.
Saturday at some time. I love that.
I believe
And
around 8. Saturday around 8.
Okay.
If you see us, great. If you're casting something else, that's also great. Thank you for having me. It's a great time, and I love to take it as an opportunity to see, like, what am I doing? Bring it. And if you're watching this on a stream, you also play League of Legends. What did you see missing from there that you can put in your own game? Because it's really easy when you're watching other people play to say, hey, that guy did something stupid.
Exactly.
It's a million times harder when it's you. Like, I can say, oh, map didn't ward there. Well, am I warding when I'm playing mid? No, when I played top, I hate warding. So take your lessons you can from that. And if I was Ganked and Gooned, like, you have the opportunity to win every game you're playing, which you should
That's
be
true.
really proud of. There are not a lot of teams that say every game I played is very winnable. You had points where just with a little bit of piloting, you could have won that game. And those are great games to, like, take to a review, see what you need to do, and kind of tighten up a few things, especially in that second game. You could have won it 100% winnable, and they're way stronger than the should be 1-7 now. Looks like way more dangerous. If you are sleeping on them when you walk in, you might get a surprise loss that you were not expecting.
Absolutely. I think GNG is going to be one of those sleeping giants. Like you said, they rough start in the beginning of this split, but still a lot of League of Legends left to be played. We do have a break coming up for the week as well, so there isn't going to be any streamed matches or anything, I don't believe, for that week. And I believe that's the week of the 9th of May. So, it'll be a pretty quiet week here from TA. We do have, of course, in-houses and a bunch of other things inside the server. So check out our Discord, check out everything there. Turn on notifications. If you're new for all the follows, thank you so much again to all the people that followed earlier. Techi, you were the last one to follow, so huge shout out to you again. All the subs that were just showered on us here from Monstar, from Big Buddha, and everybody else who just tunes in, gives us the support of the viewership. You guys are amazing. We would not be here without you guys, and we continue to grow. Hopefully the stream gets better. We have the comms up and running. I think we were pretty smooth on that tonight, my friend. Not only that, we are getting better improvements on the graphics and all that other good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and call it an evening on this wonderful, wonderful stream. 2-0 victory to Soup Kitchen over Ganked and Gooned. So that moves them up, I believe, now to 3-2 overall in the tournament. 1-4, unfortunately, now here for Ganked and Gooned, but still, like I said, a lot more league to be played. So keep your heads up high. And with that, I am your boy Ryline. I have Pike Wazowski, such a goated name, the king of the NFC South Jungle Lower Division himself, as my co-cast tonight. Thank you so very much, my friend. And you all have a very wonderful rest of your evening. We'll catch you later. Peace.
Peace out, guys.